Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman. Welcome to Religion Think. This is a video reply going out to Why is Love Jesus Please Here, Part 2, by the user Iwannabejew. And I'll connect the video over there in the details. He talks about the Matrix, and I had to laugh at myself because for entertainment purposes only, I watched the movie Beavis and Butthead. What's that got to do with the Matrix? The funniest part that I thought of that movie was when they woke up in the morning and it took them a while to figure out that their TV was stolen. They knew something was missing in the living room. They seen the broken window. They seen the tracks in the lawn, and they kept going back and forth, and it was just so funny. I had tears in my eyes. Then they put it together, and it was kind of like that for me because here I was reading a lot of books on psychology and archetypes, and trying to put the whole thing together for literature so I can learn more about it. Stuff dealing with Carl Jung and the ego and associations, slaying of the parents, assimilation. Also, I got this book, as I showed in one of my last videos, Origins and the History of Consciousness, and another book of essays on, it's called Hamlet's Mill. Talked about it before on the other channel, but an essays in investigating the origin of human knowledge and its transmission through myth. And while I was reading that, they had a couple comments in both of these books, and Jung wrote about it also. Samson, and so I went back and I looked at Samson, and it's pretty amazing. And this is why I love literature, and this is why I think I hang on to the title of agnostic, because I don't want to sign up with anybody's matrix. I don't want to sign up with the atheist matrix. I don't want to sign up with the Jewish matrix. Even though I find myself, because I've been in reading ancient Near Eastern literature and Jewish literature for a long time, I find myself siding with Judaism when I go against the evangelical Christian matrix. But I do all that just to get people to think more about the whole process. So what's interesting is the story of Samson itself, and the story of Samson ends up being kind of like a virgin birth story. In ancient Near Eastern literature, if you had not had a child, if you are not with a man, so you could have widows that could be considered virgin. So not only that you know no man, or hadn't had sexual intercourse yet, that does not mean only that would make you virgin, but also, as I said before, being a widow or not having an income. So you get the birth of Samson. It's kind of like a divine thing. And what's beautiful about that story is the woman is met in the field by a messenger of the Elohim. And it's pretty interesting that happens. So I'm going to read that, and this is one of the spots in the Old Testament where it's Ha Elohim, or the divine beings, or the divine being. Vayishma Ha Elohim B'kol Manoah Vayavo Malek Ha Elohim Od El Hasha Vayi Yovashet Basede Umanoa Isha Ayin Ima. And Elohim and the Elohim listening to the voice of Manoah. And the messenger of the Elohim came to the woman as she was sitting in the field, but Manoah, her husband, was not there, or was not with her. Sha'ayin Emma. So Samson is associated with the sun, and what's interesting is Israel is 40 years in captivity. So here you have a process of assimilation, and Samson, the story of Samson, associated with the solar deity, is Yahweh's tool to go against Dagon and Baal. Baal is the son of Dagon, and Samson, when he goes and takes Delilah as his wife, that is probably an archetype of the goddess, or Astarte, or Asherah. And you can see how he resists becoming part of the matrix, and all the afflictions that he puts on the Philistines while he is part of that group is in essence to castrate the god Dagon. Eventually they capture Samson, and the woman, or the goddess, is his undoing, and he is castrated, like the solar. They put his eyes out. He's blinded. The sun is blinded, and the hair is cut. So his power goes away, just like Samson, and he ends up working for grinding grain at the mill, which is another pretty interesting archetype. Grinding grain, Dagon was the god of grain, and so when he goes into Dagon's temple, he destroys not only Dagon's house, but he demasculates the god Dagon when he pushes the temple over, when he's braced between the pillars, and he sacrifices himself within the matrix against the matrix. So according to Jung, this would be a retaliation to group assimilation, either going out on your own or sacrificing yourself. That happened in Christianity, and of course a lot of the Christian myths are attached to these Old Testament ideas. Of course, the idea of Mary, the messenger from the divine beings comes, and it's pretty interesting. Pillars can also be kind of a idea of phallic symbols also. But I put all that together, and that's why I really appreciate the literature. There's a whole deeper meaning. It's multifunctional, and when you think about it from a psychological way, not only from a literary standpoint, you end up finding yourself many times in these situations, and it was just beautiful. So, excellent video, Iwannabejew, and keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing, and we'll go against the matrix together. Take care, friends, and remember, if everyone's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.